Welcome, my friends. G'day, g'day. Welcome. How are we doing, guys? Hope we're well. Good afternoon. Good morning. Sorry. First, good afternoon. Good evening. How are we, ladies and gents? Hope we're all doing well. Welcome to another London session. Now, looking at potential gold buys, guys. Go over that just now, but I have a pending buy stop set just above the high of that previous bullish candle. So that's what I'm looking at just now, and we'll see how we go. So it's looking all right. I will do the analysis. I will start on gold today, seeing I am looking at a potential buy. All right, so without further ado, guys, if you could smash the like button, and we'll get underway. In the meantime, let's start with gold. Looking at the weekly candle, and it is forming a very strong bullish candle, as we can see right now. Yesterday's candle, first potential sign of what could be more of a pullback, a deeper pullback. However, the current candle is pulling back quite significantly into that candle. Once again, this could just be a pause. We are in a massive uptrend, even though we've got that one daily candle closing back bearish. So if we do continue to the downside, see what levels we're approaching on the minor time frames for potential rejection. And also if we begin to break our own low, break the previous daily candle's low, at that point there's a high probability that we will make a deeper pullback. So we are technically bullish in structure though. Onto the 4-hour, counter probabilities to the upside, structure to the upside. Current candle, not much of a low wick, but that's okay. We are pulling back within the candle, and as long as we continue to remain bullish within the candle, we don't need to pull back and create that lower wick, do we? So still a bit of margin to the upside based on the 4-hour, potentially up to 24.75 sort of level. So that would be pretty much the target if I was to be triggered into a buy just now. So I'm gonna mark in the resistance at the highs. I will adjust it, and to the downside of the support, below the support, which is below that previous daily candle's low, we got some clean traffic to the left. So it is likely at that point there, high probability of price to make a deeper pullback. Onto the 30-minute. Now, what I had marked in previously, the Asian session, was this level here. So this was a level that we had formed a resistance at on the impulse to the downside after rejecting these highs. Now I can just adjust this along. I'm going to draw in a few zones. This is something a little bit different here, guys. I'm going to cut through some candles because I want to incorporate the opening section of that 4-hour resistance, which is this point here. But nonetheless, what I can see is that was a resistance formed on the move to the downside. We have since pulled back, closed above it. My Asian session analysis was to see price form a support above it and then look for a potential entry. We have once again popped back down to the low of that resistance, formed support above it. We now got a catalyst candle on the previous M30, closing bullish engulfing above the resistance. Current candle, if it begins to break the high of the previous candle, I will look to take a buy, take it back up towards 24.74, 75, that sort of level. So I do have a buy stop in, and I've got it set at 24.70.10 at the moment is my buy stop. And there's ways to manage this. I've got the stop loss at the moment wider, but as soon as it gets triggered in, I know I can manage it based off the entry candle. So that is what I'm looking at, guys. We've got 4-hour counter probabilities on our side. We've got the bias on our side. We've got a very strong weekly candle. So to me, we're just, once again, forming support within a weekly candle. And we've got some pretty clean traffic to the left-hand side as well. We're back above this support as well, which lined up with that resistance. So above that level, we do have a clean move up. There's a good chance and a high probability, in my opinion, it will make a clean move to the upside. So that is what I'm currently looking at. Hopefully that makes sense. Not in yet, obviously. And yeah, let's see if we can keep the stream record going, guys. Been on a tear. I've done use the dog in the background. Done a laborious task of going through the streams, and we have a really good win record. I was pleasantly surprised. So been going really well since the very beginning. And let's see how we go. I'll do the analysis on GJ. GJ's also, GJ's just in a move. Interesting. Wonder if that was an option. I was looking for entries below that point, but it would have been quite impulsive. We'll do the analysis on GJ. Let's do it actually. I'll keep an eye on gold on my MetaTrader, see if it's getting close to being triggered in, and we'll quickly look at GJ. So it just made a bit of a move, all good. So we've got, starting at the weekly time frame, we can see current candle is forming a very strong bearish candle, lower high, lower low to the previous, in a bit of a quite a strong pullback phase now on GJ, as is most of the yen pairs. So to do with, I would assume, some Bank of Japan intervention or talk of intervention. What we've got on the daily time frame is counter probabilities to the downside. We've got structure still bullish, that's not going to flip anytime soon. What we're going to do is mark in the high of the current daily candle, so we have a lower high, lower low to the previous. Really have not much need to pull back and break our own high if we were to continue bearish. 4-hour structure remains bearish. Just going to mark in the resistance here. We'll incorporate the high of the bullish candle for the time being. Going to mark in support, and I'll incorporate low of the bearish candle for the time being. Below it's quite choppy traffic to the left. It's not going to be easy for continuation trades, but we'll see. With the momentum, with the volume, could be a possible option. So now on sort of 30-minute time frame, and let's, yeah, that level will remain. It's the high of a bearish candle. So downside, we're just going to adjust this across a little bit. That's going to be my support, and that's going to be my resistance. So within it, we've got this level just here, which did line up with a level I previously marked in for during the Asian session. We can see we've formed another resistance and have just dropped from that level. So on GJ, 30-minute is bearish. It respected the last significant lower high just here. It did not close above it, so we've not flipped the structure. Formed a support below it and it's just broken that support. So that could have been a potential entry. All good. Was concentrating on gold. So right now, what I prefer to see on GJ is for it to make a clean move to cut through. I don't want to leave this long wick. I'd rather it pull back down, create that clean move, then bounce off this support, pull back, form another resistance to look for a potential sell. My bias is to look for sells. We are in now quite a strong downtrend. It's amazing what a few days can do to change the bias. So in my opinion, I'd rather look for the sell options. So that's exactly what I'll be doing. Sells below. Now, if we are to continue to the downside, I would like to see closures below, preferably, because like I said, sort of on the 30-minute, you're kind of at a pretty it is quite choppy to the left hand side. But with the volume and with counter probabilities to the downside, it will make sense for it to continue. But what I prefer to see is a bit of a move down, pull back, create some clean moves with it, form a resistance, and then sell it. Similar to what happened just here, guys. We were to look to the left. Let me just mark it in with the horizontal, the previous support. Same type of scenario on this in this occasion. It wasn't that clean. You've got traffic to the left hand side. So what happened was created a pretty decent move down, one straight candle down, consolidation, and a straight pullback. So that's what I mean when I like to see when we have that sort of circumstance, that scenario to the left, when we do have some choppy traffic. I'd rather let it create a clean move, clean pullback, and in my opinion, it's of higher probability any entry. So sells below, guys, is something I would consider, but I'm likely gonna have to miss the first move and just patiently wait for the pullback if that was to be the case. And sells from higher up. Not keen on the buys above because you're running into some really choppy traffic again. So for the buys above, I'd rather let it break. Maybe tap into that 204 flat, 204.20, reject, pull back, form support above the previous breakout zone. Well, above the zone that price broke out of. It's not a breakout zone though. And look for a potential buy if that scenario did play out. So more about the sells on GJ today. In our gold, I see chance for both, but at the moment I'm contemplating the buy option. So that is GJ and that is gold, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. And back to gold. So what I want to see is I want to see price remain above that bearish candle. I want us to start closing below it Because if we do so, go back to the 15, we're starting to close back in that consolidation, and that will invalidate the entry. What that would mean is I therefore need to wait for another 15-minute candle and to close engulfing above, and that's when I put the entry back in. So for the time being, I'm keeping it, but I'm watching to see where this candle closes. So hopefully this all makes sense. Just set up a Zoom call. So I could be moving the pending order shortly. Just waiting patiently, guys. So 3 minutes remaining. Let's see where this candle closes. If it closes below, I'm going to remove the order and wait. And now also for the sells, guys. So just briefly, I forgot to mention what I'd like to see for potential sells. Seeing once again, we are technically bearish on a 30-minute. We have flipped the structure bearish from this big impulse to the downside. Everything else is to the upside. The M30 is actually flipped bearish. So what we've done is we've formed support at that resistance. We're starting to consolidate. If we were to close back below that support, I would consider a sell. There's likely going to be enough margin. There is. Hopping back below that resistance. So we could be looking at a sell shortly, guys. Could be. They both make sense to me. We are overall in an uptrend, but with the 30-minute being bearish, with the previous daily candle closing back bearish, if we close below a support with enough traffic to the left, enough margin to the left-hand side, that would also be an option to sell it. So I'm going to remove the order just now. It's not going to pull me back further. We'll wait and see how this candle closes as well. 1 sec, guys. Trade's taken. Let me get rid of that because everyone's going to think we've already taken a trade and I'm going to switch to another stream. All right, so we're waiting on potential sells below and buys above that point. That's what I'm about to put in. Now when this closes, so I'm going to mark in a resistance here and buys above that. Should we allow TikTok in, guys? What do you reckon? Who we got here today? Franco, good morning to you, brother. Crow, good morning. Archard, as always. Brad, afternoon to you. Peter, good day to you. Jellyfish, hello to you. James, good morning to you, mate. We have, yep, pound news shortly. It's actually right now. Yeah, so we've got the claimant count change. So the number of people claiming unemployment benefits. We'll see how that affects the yen. GJ, I'm just opening up my GJ momentum trade just to see what the spreads are like. So for me, there's no entry on GJ right now. GU, the closed above, I would consider a buy. I don't think this has as big an impact, but I could be wrong from what I remember. Yeah, spreads are a bit nasty. Spreads are jumping up and down a bit on GJ right now. But for the most part, it's still around 1 pip, just below a pip. But there's just no catalyst for me. Alright, so just gonna be waiting on gold, guys. Who else we got? Joe, good to see you. Are you not worried about the 15-minute resistance to the left on gold around 24.7150? 71.50? You're talking about that support? No, because we cut through it, clean move down. So we made a clean move down through that level. So to me, I'm not concerned by it, more concerned what we've got most immediately to the left. I'm not looking for impulse entries below. I don't have any form of catalyst to do so. I prefer the 30 in all honesty. 15 may suffice, we'll just wait and see. Roger, hello to you, relaxing tunes and with Ricks, good day to you as well. On the M15. Oh, just that. Yeah, I can manage it at that point. I'm still trusting it. Yeah, it just depends, but no, at this point I'm not too concerned. That's it, Peter, glad to hear it. Especially coming from you, mate. Really glad to hear it. That's all it's about, patience. We get rewarded if we wait. It's GJ, a bit of a nothing burger, the news. GU also back below at resistance. So I did a chart and a bit of some analysis prior to the stream for the members. GU, I'm more about the bias. It is in a big uptrend. So price dip pop and close above this resistance formed. Nasty consolidation. Then, in my opinion, be a high probability price will continue towards the upside yet again. Otherwise, bias from lower down. I mean, potentially back at this support for sure would make sense. But we still have not retested that zone we broke out of yesterday, which I said was the ideal entry. So if we do so around at 129.950, but we are, look, we're forming support above 130 flat, psychological round number, so we may not pull back to that 1.29950. There's still a chance, but I'll be looking for the buys above it, or buys above 1.3 or above the resistance at 1.3012 roughly. Let's see on gold. Alright, I might let the TikTok guys in. It's been a really good week, guys. It's been a quality week again. Just trying to plan, patiently waiting, doing what we do best. Yesterday was a bit of a test, but we got there. Got the W, got the chocolates, and yeah, we'll see what we've got moving forward today. Hope you've all had a good week. We'll do some Bitcoin. Let's quickly do it. Actually, we've got 9 minutes to wait for this count to close nonetheless, so we may as well quickly do it. All right, looking at weekly, that is forming a, once again, it's a strong bullish candle. So like what this suggests to me is likely I'll be looking for levels that price could pull back to form of support and look to buy it back in line with the current weekly or strength of the current weekly count at this point. But what have we got to maybe suggest otherwise? We've got previous daily. This looks awfully like gold at the moment. Look at that. As far as the most immediate candle pattern on a daily time frame, we've got a rejection. We've got previous daily closing back bearish, current dailies pulling back into that previous candle, begin to break the low of that previous candle. High probability that we will continue to the downside, but we've tapped into this level to the left hand side. We've left a long wick below it, only to close back above it over here. So let's see what we got on the other time frame. So the daily, remember, is still bullish in structure. 4 hour is also bullish in structure. I'd probably just draw in that to begin. Draw another level just there. And I'll draw on these highs above it. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Anyway, onto the 30. Adjust this. All right, this is all looking good on Bitcoin. So the 30-minute time frame has flipped bearish here, flip back bullish. So the 30-minute time frame is bullish so long as it remains above this level. So this is perfect. So if we pop down and close below 63,903, that'd be all about the buys at that point there. We're going to be flipping a 30-minute structure bearish in line with the 4 hours bullish now. So it's the first catalyst. Essentially, it's the first catalyst to suggest we may make a deeper pullback along with that previous daily candle. So the sells blowout point there. We've got resistance. It's a choppy area. This is really choppy, to be honest. You mark resistance here, you got to mark another level just above that, and then you got another level just about above that. So in this situation, this is one of those ones where I like to see the price make a clean move, cut through, not get involved in its first impulse because it could pull up at any point. Let it prove to me it can create a nice clean move, then pull back, form a higher low, form support. Then I'd look to trade this range. Otherwise, it's, in my opinion, I'd rather miss it and not get involved, or wait for it to make a clean move down, form support above that 64k level, and then potentially look for a buy back up. That's what I do in this sort of situation, guys. Yes, it means, but you're not going to get an entry. I know what you guys are thinking about. You're going to miss out. Do not give a shit, because when I get involved, I know it's of much higher probability. So being able to wait patiently for what you want to see present is of virtue, and trust me, you're far better for it if you manage to do so. Shows great discipline, and not only that, you're not anxious in a trade, you're trading the plan. So nothing on Bitcoin. That doesn't look close to any entry. Not going to bother too much with it. Just focus on gold. Benny C, good morning to you, brother. I hope you're well. Mr. Phil, good morning to you. Welcome. TikTok, anyone's in the chat, good morning to you. Or good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. All right, so 15-minute, we've got 2 and a bit minutes left remaining. Let's see where this candle closes. At the moment, we're bouncing off this support, which is fine. Strong confirmation with a 30-minute. Ian, good morning to you. Hope you're well, mate. Welcome. All right, guys, so we're just waiting on gold at the moment. Let's see, will it close below 24.65 flat? If it does, I'll be looking for my sell option, or if it closes above 24.69.720 roughly, that's where I'm going to be looking for my sells, buys, not sells. Just seeing whether there's enough margins to trade this immediate range if we had a 15-minute engulfing on the following candle. Likely not, because if it is to close engulfing, obviously that definition of engulfing is a closure above the high of that bearish candle. So it just depends how far above it. So if it closed right at the high, you've got about 18 pips once you count for spread, about 16 and a half. So if it closed a couple pips above, that means you're not going to have the margin. Just quickly looking at, as I mentioned on the call yesterday with the members, that if price popped below at 20k psychological round number, it would not surprise me if it does make a deeper pullback. Based off that number, I feel there'd be a lot of pressure to the downside if price starts to close below, which it did, below at 20k level. Yeah, people starting to get a little bit anxious and probably more towards the sell side of things, starts to become more bearish on the particular indice itself. So would not surprise me if NAS now makes a deeper correction. I mean, potentially down towards 19,500. That could be a pretty good target, I feel. But again, based off what I think, you can't just enter based off that. You need to look for your technical reasons. So what levels could you get involved, or upon a pullback got some resistance formed at this point here on the move to the downside, that could be a potential rejection zone. You've got below to low, obviously upon continuation, that's a potential level 2. You got some pretty clean traffic to the left hand side. So I'd be more about the sells at the moment. It could pull back a bit further. Interesting to see GJ just consolidate, nothing on GJ, so the focus is still going to be on gold. Meantime, guys, I'll tell you one thing. I had to go buy my old man like the most simple brick phone they could possibly buy today, just for call purposes. He does not know how to use the internet or anything like that, or text even. Man, oh man, that was such a pain in the ass to set up, honestly. In comparison to smartphones, setting up one of those old phones is such an ass pain. First of all, the sim won't read. He's put the sim in, it doesn't want to read it. You gotta go activate the sim, which was an absolute pain in the ass itself too. The amount of times I was swearing, and the amount of times I wanted to throw that thing just drove me absolutely bananas. I was in a shit mood trying to set it up. Dumb phones aren't made for smart people. Smartphones are just so much easier, aren't they? Just turn it on, will automatically pick up your sim, off you go. This thing, no, you gotta you gotta enter codes, you gotta go online to activate the sim as well, and oh man, it was a pain in the backside. The neighbor's probably thinking, what's wrong with this guy screaming? What's he seriously screaming at? Trissa, can you make more numbers a little large? Your numbers? What numbers? These. I don't even know how to do it, to be honest. Unless you mean just zoom in. Oh man, mate, I was in such a shit trying to set it up. I mean, absolutely berserk. Franco, yeah, let's do it. How long left? So 10 minutes to wait. I want to see when his counter closes. We may have an option to buy it, so long as it doesn't close too far above. So I did mention before in GU, Franco, what I've been looking at is buys above this resistance. So it's obviously a consolidation. We've rejected it multiple times. We've just rejected it again. It is in a big uptrend. Obviously, we've made a pullback. Oh, look, you could get the sells below this zone. Yeah, you could get the sells in anticipation of price. We have not yet pulled back to retest that zone we broke out yesterday. So I would consider the sells below. It's still going to be against the structure, but what you will have is within the current daily candle, price has formed support at its low. So if it does actually begin to pop below its support, then it's bounced off it, created a deeper upper wick. Now it's retesting it. If it closes below it, then I feel you could get the option to sell it as well. So I'd be contemplating, if it were me, the sells below down to that level there where you could potentially look to buy it back up. So sells, and if it does respect this support, I'll be looking for the buys above it, seeing it has made a clean move back down to it. And otherwise buys above the high at 1.3012 roughly, buys above this resistance, and that's pretty much what I'd be looking out on GU, mate. And also the sells below 1.2993 roughly, back below its previous range. The resistance at that point, if we do pop down and consolidate around that level, not just a straight drop, so pick up some orders to the upside and then close below it. I'll also consider a sell from that point. So buys above. Well, Xauusd just popped up. there's no FOMO, not interested in taking this right now until it closes. But the fact of the matter is now it's already pushed 2 pips above the high of the previous candle. We're likely not going to have the margin to take that entry. We'll see. It really can't push any higher. Is anyone in trades right now? Jellyfish? No, I think gold is in a range with unclear perspectives for now. Yeah, that's fair enough. TikTok not at the moment. Yeah, I won't be as well because that's pushed too far now, so I'm likely to have to wait for some more data to print. Because the fact of the matter is now, once you account for the spread, you've got about 11 pips. We'll see, guys. Anyway, I'll be back in a minute or two while we wait. No entry for me right now anyway, so don't go nowhere. Be back shortly, guys. All right, guys, back. Gold making a move. Doc, good morning to you. All right. So, I mean, it's unlikely in 20 seconds. It needs to close above the body of that bearish candle if I'm to look for any trade. Following M30. Issues. Stop loss. Massive issue is stop loss. So the only way to get a stop loss on the impulse entry in this case is trusting the wick of the entry candle. It is bouncing off quite strongly. So, I mean, could we have an entry, guys? It needs a significant low wick. I wanted it to close right up. I really want it to close a little bit higher. It's still valid. We've closed above the bodies and candles to the left. You'd have to be in it. Wow, it's just popped straight up. I haven't even said it, to be honest. I haven't even said it, guys. Damn. Damn. That happened really fast. Was that 10? I don't even think it was 10, to be honest. Nah. It's one of those ones, it's really quick. Is that obviously caught me a bit by surprise, to be honest. Yeah, that's a tricky one, mate. That's a really tricky one, Ben. Yeah, so I'm not in it, guys. It's too late to it. All good. The issue with this is there's no stop loss. For me, a stop loss of 8 pips is not enough. Stop loss of based off of 15. Account for spread, you're looking at 50 plus pip stop loss. It's just too much. It's a tough one, guys, because that just really shot up in the last well, obviously the last few minutes, but the last 30 seconds or so. But nonetheless, it made sense. I mean, it's good to see it play out either way. But that just happened way too quick. If anyone is in it, well done. Thoughts on GA? And look at it go now. Looks good for a sell, but it's got no upper wick. So I'd want it to pull back, create the upper wick, and then I'd just place a sell stop below low of the current candle, but has no upper wick. Doesn't look like it's going to create one. Yeah. But otherwise, it looks good for sell options. You've probably got the daily counter. No, you don't have that. Pull back quite significantly lower into the previous daily counter. You got 4-hour counter probabilities on your side. That's a good thing. Then traffic to the left. It's against the structure though. M30, you could even argue it's against the structure, but you've got clean traffic to the left. So yeah, I'll just wait for it to pull back, create up a week, and then I'll consider it. Ah, man, Goldie. What you doing, brother? Jellyfish, you're in. Nice one. Good work. It made sense. It makes sense because what's it done? It's tapped into that zone which lines up this resistance which you just formed support at not long ago. Bounced off it, strong closure. It just all happened so quick. I couldn't even set it up in time. So it is what it is. The analysis plays out, but I don't get FOMO. I don't just shit jump in because I think it's gonna break or because I see it breaking and I wasn't ready. I just need to chill. That's all I need to do. By the time I could measure things like stop loss and that, it just gave me no option. And once again, for me to trust stop loss off that wick, it would have been less than 10 pips. It's not enough on gold. In my experience, it's not enough on gold. We saw yesterday. What was it, 27 pip drawdown before it obviously worked and went our way and we secured profit. So I think we're all weary of the volume that gold has, so therefore you tend to need a wider stop loss. So is what it is. All good. We can reassess, we plan, we wait. No stress whatsoever. GJ still could present. It's pulling back a little bit. I'd want it to tap into 203.40. And gold, if it creates a clean move up, that's fine. Pull back, support. The other option could be, we know this is the beginning of the 4-hour zone. Who knows where this candle on the next 26 minutes could close. If it closes right up near this level and we pop straight up at the open, I could look to sell it as it pulls into around, let me mark in the 4-hour zone again. So you can either look for a wick. Just depends on the approach where we come from. So for instance, so it's the same trade I took earlier in the week. And I recall only once taking a loss in this type of entry. So let's just say this candle closes strong like so. Then at the open, we pop straight up, no lower wick. I could target maybe these wicks to the left-hand side. Could use the fib even. Like so. 50 is highly unlikely because that's quite deep into it. Oh, probably the other way around. I can see the 0.236 lines up that wick either way, so I think that'd be a good option around that level there. That could be a target for a potential entry. The most important thing is now not to jump in out of FOMO, because that was a move. Just chill and wait. Slanter would be a TP for gold. Well, if I was in it, probably be targeting the 4-hour zone, which is 24.75. We're looking at this. Where could we go to stop loss? Even the 5-minute last swing point at 5 minutes, the low of 15 as well, low of the 30. Vishal, good day to you. Franco, G's gone. Is it flying as well, is it? Wow. Oh, here. So how did the news come out? By the way, I haven't even checked properly. It's come out negative. So it's less than the previous, but still more than the forecast. There's more people claiming unemployment benefits. Just bad for the economy. Average earning index. Alright, so I think that'd be probably just as important, to be honest. That came out as per the forecast. So change in price, businesses, governments pay for labor, including bonuses. So if people are getting paid, well, it's not increasing. So that would be a more good thing, I would have thought, for a currency strength, because that would mean less people spending, which would mean less likely of an increase in inflation. So that could probably back up the data from yesterday as well. So yeah, with the inflation going up, surprised the earnings report isn't before inflation data, to be honest, but yeah, anyway, GU melting. BJ is probably doing the same. No, nothing. See, that's where people get caught out. Frank and I had this discussion yesterday. A lot of people feel or think that GU and GJ have to move the same. They don't. They do not move the same whatsoever. Yes, there'll be times when the pound's pumping, they'll both go in the same direction. But look at it now. GU is melting, so there's obviously strength in the US dollar. There's weakness in the pound. It's just weakness in the pound because against the other majors, what's EU doing? dropping a little bit, but not as much in comparison to GU. AU is not. What's the UJ doing? Alright, so a little bit of strength in the yen here, a little bit of weakness in the US dollar, but not overall. I mean, yeah, actually no, there is a bit of weakness in the US dollar. It's in pretty heavy pullback. So really would have wanted that to close a touch higher. More of a low wick entry. Still valid in accordance to my course, my rulebook. This is valid on impulse. Not a breakout, it's an impulse. Breakout, definition of breakout is when price creates a high in an uptrend. Just an impulse entry within a break of a zone in the range. But again, that would have ticked the box had it had more of a lower wick. What I want to see now though is it's a nice clean move. Don't want to leave this long wick. It puts me off. It makes it difficult. Alright guys, got any questions? Ask away guys, please feel free. Feel free to ask away. Is there going to be margin to maybe sell this thing? If it rejects, leaving a long wick to the upside, closing back below. Possibly. Possibly, but again, there's still 17 minutes left of this candle, so there's still plenty of time for it to do whatever it wants to do, whether it be continue to the upside or close back below or make a move back down. Plenty of time, so we need to just patiently wait. But if it does close back below, and similar scenario to what I mentioned here, if it closed at this point close to the support without making a move, which it obviously did do in the end, if it closed back below this range and leaves us enough margin on the 30-minute, there could be options to sell it. I'm going to take it off the 15. I'm just going to patiently wait. This is just gold doing what it does best. Make some vicious moves. Alright guys, so anyone in any trades, let me know. Talk to me. Talk to me, ladies and gents. True, hover around and choose the Tuesday high on gold. From there, yeah. So around this level here. Yeah, perhaps if it does reject, it's also going to be back below that point. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one. I still feel it's obviously still bullish. The bias is still bullish. Let's see what happens with this 15-minute candle. See if it closes weak bearish, then possibly there could be options at the open for a buy still. Slanto, good day to you. Joseph, GJ sells not valid underneath 202.91. Not an impulse. No, not an impulse. That's too strong of a bullish candle. On a closure blow, yes. Most definitely. Long as there's enough margin. Which at this stage there is. But I'd be waiting for London Open just now, so that could be an option, but gold could also potentially be an option. Still got some clean space to the left, clean traffic. That high is tapped into that 15-minute resistance, the high of it basically. So I got a feeling gold London Open will depend on pure price action at that point. So let's just say if it pops straight up and taps into the high, then pops down, creates low wick, I could look to probably place a buy stop back above the high of either this candle or the entry candle, London Open candle, in anticipation that if it did pull back, and no need to pull to once again break its own high. If it does, there's some clean traffic to the left. At that point, it's high probability going to tap into that 4-hour resistance. And GJ does close below or very close to it, that could be an option to sell it. Jellyfish 1 minute time frame, I see it's sensitive to support of 24.69.11. I don't often go down to 1 minute, but I'll do it for you. 24.69.11. It's all around this area, this support. Yeah, so this is, like I mentioned, the sells could be on the table. If this goes is back bearish engulfing on 15, as long as it doesn't make the move down to support within it. No, sure, I think we're a strong resistance level, being at daily, albeit Tuesday levels. Okay, that's fair enough. Slanto, is the buy still valid? Not a wall. You should be in it by now. Should have already secured profit if you're in it. This happened way too quick. So for me, I need to wait for this count to close. I want to see how this 15-minute count closes. I don't have a plan just yet. It may be one of those ones where I need to wait for literally the open of London and just see how the count forms, if there's going to be an option. So GJ actually looks a bit better right now. It's all good. We've still got over 10 minutes remaining, so we need to wait patiently. I'm not going to take an impulse entry. Let's set some alarms. Let's just set some alerts. Gold. Set one for back into that zone. And keep an eye on GJ for the time being. What's the set alert? Gold for around the high. So focus is JJ, guys, right now. Crow on TikTok, is that same Crow as YouTube? It is, nice one. Yeah, you can't see my face on TikTok. I don't have enough USB ports on the PC to have another camera. So I can get one though, and obviously get some external USB ports. Thank you for the last trade. Nice one. Hold a little bit indecisive at the moment. 8 minutes remaining. Let's see. Still got time. Slanter, yes, I most definitely can. GU, so it's made quite a significant move. And last thing I want to see is these long wicks left on candles. So what I mentioned on GU was, we prefer to buy it. It's still in a big uptrend. It's still technically going to be bullish in M30 until below this support here. You can now probably mark that in, seeing we have broken below resistance. But what I did mention was, if we start to pop below this resistance, but what I want to see is a bit of support forming. So some buyers popping back into the market, and then price to begin to pop below that zone, close below it, that type of scenario. To trust the sells, wipe out those buyers, and pop back down into that resistance. But at the moment, we're just shot straight through it. So still could happen because we're popping back up. So that would be okay. Otherwise, I'd be looking for support to form back above 129.950. Bit of consolidation as price begins to pull away from that consolidation. Could be your option to potentially buy it back up. That's what I'll be looking at on GU. You just need to let it settle at the moment. It's in a impulsive move to the downside. If you're not in it, in my opinion anyway, there's nothing really you can do about it now. You just need to let it settle down. Would want to see it trigger in some buyers, which it looks like it might be doing. See if it closes above that level, or if we end up closing below it. Probably want to see a bit of consolidation just below that resistance, and then maybe as price begins to close below support, that could be your option. DJ also had a psychological round number 203 flat. We really want to close right in the low of that bullish candle, if not engulfing it. Because at that point, we're going to be closing below that 203 flat. That's no worries. Under 5 minutes until London Open, guys. So this could potentially be a pause on gold. We close weak bearish like so. If we begin to break this candle's high, going to be a high probability we'll continue to see upsides. So maybe we're just grabbing some little bit more liquidity before the open. So we'll soon see. Wait to see what his counter closes. It could be options still on gold in my opinion. Top trade gold. Speaking of gold, how are you, my friend? Good day to you. Nice win yesterday. It's going to repeat today. Yep, that's the plan. We'll see. Alright, so we're bouncing off it. If gold closes up near its high, I think gold still could be valid. Again, same scenario, needs to create a lower wick. Still got margin to the 4-hour resistance. There we go. We could have a few options, guys. GJ is also looking still okay. Once closed a little bit lower down. The closes like this, it all probably depends on the open of the London candle, London Open candle. So as gold is right now indecisive, it looks like it. Alright, so it's going to almost get to that point where you need to decide. At this stage, the cleaner catalyst, the stronger catalyst is GJ. I prefer to trade gold, but the stronger catalyst is definitely GJ. Joseph, yeah, it is. It's looking good. Gonna be quite a way to stop loss though, but you can manage it. There's ways to manage it based off the 15. Gold also popping up. So there are your options, guys. If gold closes as is, so long as it creates a lower wick. Now if it pops straight up, I will not be taking it. I'd rather it pull back just to create a bit of a lower wick, seeing its session open. Then as it breaks again, I'd look to enter a buy. GJ needs to create an upper wick. Same scenario. If it pops down straight away, I wouldn't be taking it. I want it to pull back up, creates upper wick, then I'd be selling it. So there are your two options. Up to you guys what you're going to take. the GJ limit order sell, but there's a lot of volume in these candles. There is lots of volume in these candles right now. This is a big candle. It's almost 40 pips, this candle itself. I always prefer gold, so that's likely going to be what I'm focused on. So up to you guys. Options on gold, options on GJ. Giving both to you. Session open is now. Alright, I'm looking for a gold buy just above the high of that candle. GJ. No low wick. Alright, my focus is gold. GJ's off. GJ is... There's no low wick. One of my rules, so that invalidates it for me. If you want to enter GJ, or if you're not in it just now, it's dropped like 7-8 pips right at the big open. It was tough to get in. If you are in it, fantastic, good work. You're already at 10 pips almost. If you're not in it, bit late in my opinion. Pull back, crane up a wick, then maybe sell it, still got the margin. So we've opened with gap to the upside. 15's got an upper wick. We've opened with gap, so let's see if it has an upper wick on a different broker. Tiny one. And GJ's pulling back. So is there margin below low? And the only way you can manage to get a stop loss in this scenario is going to be above the entry candle's high. Because otherwise it's going to be way too wide for stop loss. Off the 15-minute as well, let's just measure it in. So there's plenty of action today, there's plenty of moves, but they're just not giving you the greatest opportunity involved. They're happening really quick. They're looking around a 30 pip stop loss after 15-minute. If it is to break its own low again, with about a 20 pip margin. So I'm looking at gold. I've got a order set at 24.72.35. We're at my stop loss. Palladium 30? Yeah. Alright, looks like I'm about to get triggered in. Still not in. So that's a missing goal for a buy. Should be my TP. I'm looking at the 4-hour resistance. I always secure when I see fit. So sometimes 8, sometimes 10, sometimes 15, sometimes 20. Oh, we're in. And I did not get slipped. Well, that's good. I thought I would have with that volume. Alright, we're popping ice. Alright. I'm adjusting stop loss to entry candle. There we go. There's your 10. Alright, I've closed half. Stop loss to break even. Easy does it. We go again, guys. W's in the chat. How easy was that? How quick was that? When was the last time we took a loss? When was last time? That's how we do it. Well done. Good work, guys. Nice and easy work. We made light work of that. No drawdown. Cracking job. Well done, guys. Good work. There's 54 of you on the YouTube, in the YouTube chat. Please tell me some of you took this. We're flying in profits right now. Good work, guys. Flawless week so far yet again. That deserves a like. So we are flying in profit. Well done. TikTok as well. Well done, guys. Just another day in the office, live on stream. Gold buys. Absolutely flying profits. Killing it. Well done, guys. Good work. Maximization. Good work. Well done. Oof. Yeah, I'm liking that profit. Alright, good work, ladies and gents. Alright, so who got it? Who got it? I was surprised it get slipped. I was expecting it to get slipped because it did pop up. Jellyfish, nice one. Franco, nice one. Dot, Crow, Lau, all familiar names. Got slipped 3 pips, but still a win. You're a bit unlucky. I was expecting it, to be honest, but did not get slipped. Clarksonization, W, nice one. Lau again. Mike Drex, how big should my first live account be? Whatever you're willing to lose, my friend, whether it be $100, $1,000, $10,000. I have no idea what your financial circumstances are. Just whatever you're willing to risk. Crow, thank you, mate. Steve Dean, always a pleasure. Thank you, mate. I've been busy, but managed to get a win. Nice one. I'm sure you would have been looking at it anyway. Crow, Jellyfish, Sunday, Finahus, win. Nice one. It's a new name. Welcome. And Brad, good work. So well done, guys. Flying in profit. Once again, made sense. Made sense because, first of all, let's go over this candle. So first of all, we closed above the resistance. What I mentioned earlier at the start of the stream was at resistance here on the way down. We closed above it, formed some more support at exact same level. Trade a high. Pulled back, rejected that zone, strong rejection. Closed back above it just here. And obviously with the 15-minute, the way that candle ended up bouncing off the support only to close back up near its high again. To me, it suggests we've grabbed liquidity from the downside. And what's likely going to happen is if we create a lower wick and begin to break above a high, we're likely heading to the next destination, which is the resistance, which is tapping into right now, the 4-hour level. So that is pretty much it. Nice and easy. Now, one day, we're going to have hundreds of people on the stream watching this. Thank you for the sub. because they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out where it's at. But well done. Good work, guys. So let's see. Let's reassess now. Dragon. Yeah, so that's nice. That's a really nice entry, guys. Happy to see it play out. What can we look forward to now? So let's go over it. So we're approaching a 4-hour resistance, obviously, just now, guys. So no buys. If you're not in it, too late. Don't get FOMO. You just need to reassess. So now what you'd be waiting for, in my opinion, is the pullback. It's in a big uptrend. It is still bearish in a 30-minute, but I'd rather this candle close strong bullish. Pull back to that support around 24.69, 24.70, that sort of level. Form support above it, and then look to buy it back up. Clean move up, as long as it's mirrored by a clean move down. Form support above the previous resistance. There's a good chance it will head back up. Now, as far as the sells, need to see some sort of catalyst. So at this stage, once again, a clean move to the upside, some rejection, some support to form, and as price begins to pull away from that support, that could be the option to sell it. So that's what you probably need to wait for now on gold if you're not in any trades. What's GJ up to? All right, so we definitely chose the right pair. GJ would have given you a 10, but it looks of it if you just entered at the closure of that candle here. Would have, but it had no low. That candle had no low wick. This candle had no upper wick at that point. The tricky one to enter. On GJ now, you just, in my opinion, you need to wait for it to pull back in again. We've just formed some resistance recently at this point here. You can add that in, and you can pull this up, and that's where I'll be looking for some rejection now. So that gave out the options. Both were winners. Well done to those of you who took them. And we're flying. We're killing it. Man dip, no worries, mate. It's raining profits, later, that's it. Last one, TikTok, looks like most of you took it as well. So I've only got a small position left. And yeah, what's Bitcoin up to? Rejecting. So the 30-minute was bullish. Yeah, I did say it's bullish. Alright, good work, guys. Peter, man, don't miss a trade. Oh, did you? Typical, brother. But it's your responsibility. It's your responsibility now, mate, not to get FOMO. And we've spoken about this. You need to now realize it and not jump into anything because it's just too late. You need the markets to set up again. Unfortunately, you've missed it. So this is a big test now of your discipline, and I'm watching. And I want to be sure, because if you take a dodgy trade just now, you're gonna have to hear it from me, my friend. I'm gonna have to hold you accountable for it. So just chill. Yes, took a trade. You need to wait. It's just, it is what it is. Yeah, can I look at the video? Okay. See, it's a bit tricky, these stocks, because of the gaps from the market closures. So I'm scalping it. I don't know if it would be suitable, to be honest. I've never tried trading stocks, but look, I'll do it the same way I'd analyze currency pair, or gold for that matter, or Bitcoin. So what you got is the current weekly is forming a very strong bearish candle. So based off that, what I'd be looking for is pullbacks within the current candle, the levels where price could potentially reject and continue in line with the strength of the current weekly candle. Daily structure itself, it's hard to know with these gaps. I'm still calling it bullish, so long as it closes above this support. I'd call that bullish, and it's at support. So previous daily, if price popped above the previous daily, seeing as that support, then could head back up, and it's really tough. 4 hour is also, actually now it's bearish based off that swing point here. So yeah, so it remains bearish so long as it remains below this high. That's the most recent swing point. So based off that, I know that's a potential level price could pull back to. My range has been taken out, guys. That's a potential level price could pull back to. Form a resistance at, and then I'll be looking at my catalyst below that level. So that's when I go down to the 30-minute time frame. What have we got? So the 30-minute is also bearish. No idea what to make of these gaps. Look, one thing I'll for nothing. It's gonna flip bullish on the 30-minute, really above here. So if it starts to close above 121.85, it is a good chance it's going to fill that gap up towards 126, that sort of level. That point there, you could look for rejection in line with the weekly, using the strength of the weekly candle to look for your possible sells from that point. But I would consider the buys above it, because it's at a higher time frame support, so it's at a strong level of support. It could bounce off it. Now, if it does bounce off it and flip the 30-minute structure bullish, so I'd be looking for closures above that level. Now I'd be looking to buy it back up towards 126, 126, 40, 50, that sort of level, and look for rejection for a sell in line with that weekly candle. That's pretty much for how I'd be playing it. Below the support, yeah, there's probably options below that low as well. So, I mean, if you want to just adjust this down now, that's your current range between this low here and that high. I mean, you've got in between, but I wouldn't be looking for the buys really until it pops above that level, and anticipation is going to fill that gap. So sells below it makes sense. Sells below the previous daily candle's low at 116.72 level, and buys above 121.85. That's what I'd be looking at. Peter, I won't promise that's good. How many pips? Got up to 25, I think, in the end. But I secured at around 10, half, and I secured another half in the remaining position at around 20, and the rest just got taken out. So pretty good trade in the end. And see how it's, look at that zone. Look where it's rejecting, guys. These levels, I tell you what, it's makes such a difference if you market them in correctly. Joe, just now I can't see why 4 hour resistance is where you have drawn it. Could you here, that's the highest point of any bear or any candle, closest to the highest bearish candle here at resistance in the 4 hour. That's the highest point of any bearish candle, sorry, this candle here at the all-time high. That's the closest body. So that's why in my opinion it could reject where it has rejected. Spot on. So I mean, you'll know from when I mark up the chart at the beginning of the stream, when I start the 4 hour, Market in gray, that is the 4-hour resistance. This is the 4-hour support. It's the lowest point of any bullish candle. And I connect it to the closest body, and same to the upside. So it doesn't always have to be the same candle that creates the highest point. I'll just shift it across to whatever candle's got the highest closure / open closest to that highest point, if that makes sense. Guys, give me a few more likes please, YouTube. Let's get up to the 50. So his levels don't lie, and I did do this previously because in between we got some clean traffic. And guys, if you've not given me a follow yet on IG and TikTok as well, give us a follow. Drop some reels in that. Got quite a few to drop. Obviously we've been dropping a lot of YouTube shorts of late, so yeah, a little bit of the personal life as well. While we wait, guys, have a bit of fun. This is over in the land of Thai with a lovely lady. Nice area. Stunning places there. Yesterday's live shrimp. Don't knock it till you try it. It tastes pretty good. There's a lovely lady. There she is. Gorgeous lady. So give us a follow if you've not followed me yet. There's my little man wearing his bling, wearing his gold. He's different to normal kids. He wants gold for his birthday. Probably knows what his dad is likes trading it. So there you go, guys. Just a snippet into my personal life, plus you also get some education at the same time. Jellyfish got 2 hands but can't like twice. Appreciate it nonetheless. So 4 wins on the trot this week on stream and 1 break even so far, so it's been another cracking week. Gold rejecting. All right, so does the man just sell it? Not interested in selling it. You don't have the margin below this point into this resistance, so you just need to patiently wait and see how the data prints in the next little bit and reassess for potential entries. The 15 is looking okay for that pullback down towards the support where you could potentially later on look to buy it. That's what you probably need to be doing at GJ. Like I said, you just need to wait for it to pull back to that resistance. Your options are to sell it, in my opinion, either below 203.12 or 203.420. Like sensation, cheers. Thank you, my friend. And just quickly, guys, if you are interested, don't forget you've only got until the end of this month to join the VIP at a discount rate, and trust me, you do not get a mentor out there who does give a shit like I do. Ask any of the guys. They message me privately. I chat to nearly every one of my members privately nearly every day, as well as in the group chat. I'm on a call every day, on a live call every day with the members. So there is so much going on. There's educational live sessions, there's trading live sessions. NY's been difficult, to be honest. Haven't really traded it, but we've been on there doing education nonetheless, watching the charts live during a high time volume. Plus, there's no really, in my opinion, if you've had a good day, happy to call trades, but I don't necessarily need to trade it. We do live sim sessions, we do heaps of stuff, plus there's 85 plus educational videos on there, including the course, plus another 10, I think, educational videos, which I add to quite regularly. So once again, if you are interested, link is down below with the discount code, only valid until the end of this month. After that, you're gonna have to pay the full price. So it's just a foundation membership, that's what I'm calling it. Just show a show of appreciation to those who, you know, trust in me to help them out. And that is what I do. So feel free to send me a message if you'd like to know more. Yeah, I don't know much about stocks, but I got a few Nvidia stocks. Do you think I should buy more because it's of today's drop? Look, fundamentally, Nvidia is the in thing, isn't it? They've just had a stock split, I know that. So the all-time high was actually 1400, but they've had a stock split. I still think it's overvalued. I think it's overpriced personally. It doesn't mean it can't go up, but I'm looking at it thinking, well, getting in still near the highs. If I want to, because if I look at stocks, I look at value stocks for investment purposes. To me, this isn't value right now. It doesn't mean it can't go up, and it doesn't mean it's not a good company. But I look at value, I look at things like, personally, PayPal. That is still a profitable business. It's still turning over good performance, price over earnings, things like that. And look at that in comparison to its all-time high. The usage is still okay on PayPal. They own Venmo as well, which is apparently huge in America. I don't even know of it here. We don't use it. But apparently it's huge in America, a payment service. So for me, this is a value. This is of enormous value right now. And that's right near its, you know, yearly low or lows of the past few years. This is another one, Alibaba. A little bit more risky because it's a Chinese company as well, so you never know what could happen. But talk about value, and this company is turning over big profits and is only growing. I think they were sponsoring one of the UEFA, whatever, the soccer teams, one of the football teams over in Europe, cups or whatever you call it. I'm not a football fan, not a soccer fan. So Alibaba is huge. That is highly undervalued. Another one I watch is Disney, but I wanted to pull back more. I think Disney is the leader, or one of the leaders in obviously entertainment, or obviously with their Disneyland and all that stuff as well. It's their streaming service. And yeah, my number one investment is silver. And I'm talking about physical, not buying ETFs or paper, saying that I own it, but I actually don't. I physical silver. Got some here somewhere. There you go. I don't know if you can see it. Like that. Coins, bars. To me, that is probably the most undervalued commodity out there, precious metal. All right, gold is still moving back up, all good. We just wait and plan ahead, that's all we do. They did, Franco, sponsor European Championship. Yeah, there you go. Silver's really cool. You can have it molded into anything basically. They can mint you a coin of your face if you really want. There's places to do it. They've already started to mint the Trump attempted assassination. Unbelievable how quick they get onto something. But I'm not into all that numismatic stuff, the collectible stuff. I just buy, as long as it's pure silver, 1 ounce, or sometimes half a kilo, sometimes a kilo bar, that type of thing. All right, so candles closed on gold, still closed bullish, closed weak bullish candle. Nothing yet for me to look for any option. And the likelihood of having the margin to sell it right now isn't going to be great, because if you do now pull up and form a support, so if it breaks low of this candle, similar to what I mentioned before here about it breaking the high, it's likely going to eat to the margin and end up closing right at the high. But if this breaks the low of that candle and then flips to form a support, it's going to eat into the margin back to that support. So you're likely just going to have to wait for it to pull back to that level, see if it does respect it, be a potential buy option. Otherwise, come back up for rejection of that 4-hour zone to potentially sell. It's still going to be valid in regards to the fact that it's at a level, strong level, and also you got 30-minute structured bearish. The website, guys, pretty happy with that. I just put it together myself. It's also down in the description below. Getting work done. James, yeah, we got the W. Got the W on gold. Got this W, and it was a beauty. No drawdown. CP very quickly. Shit, I forgot to do screenshots. Always do it way too late. Entry was 35. Sorry guys, I need to do the screenshots for the Discord. That was the stop loss. That was the original entry. It's gonna look ugly now because it looks like a loss, but it's not. But anyway, my guys will know. Before, that's the 15. I take screenshots at different time frames and explain it, why I took it. So I'll be explaining. I like the 15-minute. And this is a good way because the guys get to know what I'm thinking about, what goes through my mind, what sort of confluences I had, and why I took the entry. So I do this for every trade I take, just so they get to know where I go, my thought process. And yeah, I'll be seeing that after the stream. Nice one. Alright guys, any questions? Any questions? Is anyone looking at anything right now? Anyone got any idea on anything? GJ, gold, GU, EU, whatever. Huh? Alright guys, well, no questions and I might get going, to be honest. I'm gonna call it. We've had a nice win. There's nothing right now. Left, hope you're all good. I'm sick, no training, but just in the stream. Oh, no, nice one. I appreciate you. Yeah, really good, mate. We took a nice win already on gold. Really nice gold win just here. And yeah, now we're just chilling. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I've got a busy evening ahead of me, my time. So the plan, like I mentioned before, this is the 4-hour resistance. I've got 2 levels marked in because it's still, you've still got some clean traffic within it. Not sure if I'd be keen in buying it though. Buys upon the pullback, form support. Look, I'd still buy from 204.65 if it does respect this support. You're gonna get cleaner sell options below that point there. You know, it's the most recent swing point that we have form support at. It lines up this to the left. We were to pull back down, close below it. There's a good chance we will continue to the downside. Look to the upside, if we tap in, reject, and then close above 24.77, then I think there's a good chance we'll come up towards the all-time high again. So that's an option I may consider for us to trade moving forward. But otherwise, it is a 4-hour zone. Don't forget, this is the start of the 4-hour zone just here. Just be wary trading into it. And you could also look for your rejection off that level because we are still, believe it or not, bearish in the 30-minute. So if it does pull up into it, even if it pulls up higher into it, and it starts to flip the micro trend back bearish, and maybe we start to pop below it, then you could look for your option to sell it from higher up. And that's what I'd be looking at on gold. So that's gold. GJ, as mentioned before, not really interested in selling it below low. Don't have the margin just now, so I'd rather sell it on the pullback to 203.12 or pullbacks to 203.40 for rejections of those zones to sell it. But low to low, you got some pretty choppy traffic to the left still, but it would make sense for it to continue. I'd say closures below, you'd have a decent option to sell it as long as it closes below, taps in, pulls away from it. That'd be your entry point at that point there. So that's a wrap, guys. That's it. Cracking stream as always. We're killing it. One day we'll get a lot more on the stream. I cannot wait. But I do appreciate all of you because I know the majority of you are here from day one. So thank you so much for your support as always. If you'd like to know more about the VIP, like I mentioned, guys, don't be shy, send me a DM. And also have looked, you can have a look at the website. You can, obviously there's a link to the VIP down below as well. And join a free free Discord community as well as a link to that as well. I updated it today, so it should be working. And that's it. I'll be on tomorrow, 7:30 AM roughly UK time. Till then, guys, trade safe, don't do anything stupid. I'll catch you later. Cheers. Bye, guys.